Howdy folks, hope it's all going well out there. So we're looking today at following a minor blues. That's what I was doing at the start, following a minor blues and thinking about the chords as they come by. That's what makes it, or part of what makes it sound good, okay? So in the key of A minor, so chord 1 is A minor, and then it moves to the 4 chord, which is D minor. So let's think what we're doing over the A minor. So when I'm over the A minor, I'm thinking about A. I'm thinking about that A note and how can I hit that A note. So I was doing something like, so I started off with a bend. So I'm in position 3 here, by the way. I'm not starting in position 1 for a change, right? Position 3. There's other positions apart from position 1. Okay. And I'm thinking about this A note here, the 10th fret on the B string. That's my focus, right? That's the note I want to come back to. Now I know that bending up the 13th fret of the B string, I'll be bending up to a D note. Okay. So I'll be bending from A up to this D note, right? And then I'm going to be creating like a path that allows me to get back down to the A note. So this little path is really important. Paths in solos are things that will help make your playing, your soloing sound a lot more coherent, right? So I'm thinking about a path that takes me from there to there, all right? And landing on that root note is the important note. So I might start something like 1, 2, 3. So I'm coming in, beat 1 is coming in on that note. Neo, 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 neo. Yeah? So that's what makes it work. The little path, okay? Also the timing, starting just before it comes in on beat 1 and landing on beat 1 there. Now, between there and the D minor chord, the 4 chord, I can just have a bit of a noodle, right? I can do kind of what I want. And then when the 4 chord hits, I've got to land on a D note, okay? Now, I need to find out where my D notes are. That's where learning the notes on the fretboard, check the video before this one, is super important, because if you don't know where your root notes are, you just can't follow them. So I can see there's a D here and there's a D there. So I could hit, and you can hear it kind of moving to the D chord, can't you? I could hit that one, I could hit that one, or I could hit the bend I did at the start, right, is also going to lead me to a D note. I could have a path this way to the A note, and I can reverse the path to the D note. Yeah, I could do that, couldn't I? So when I'm on the D note, I'm thinking about a noodle over the D. I'm still staying in A minor pentatonic, right? But I'm now in position 4. A noodle there, and then I want my little path back to the A again. I think I went something like for this one. So I went from the bend down to the flat 7 there and then back, all right? Don't forget to check me out on Patreon. There's loads of stuff on there now. Some really good stuff. It's really cheap. It's only £2.50 a month. The latest video is all about how to move between the pentatonic positions and create smooth melodic lines. Lots of good ideas with that. Now I'm thinking about the E chord coming up. Now, the thing that makes the E chord quite easy is that it's a tone above the D chord. So wherever D was, E is only 2 frets higher. So now I might be just thinking, yeah? So E, it's only 1 bar, to the D, to the A. This minor blues on bar 9, it goes to the 5 chord, E, it's E minor in this case, D minor, back to A minor, and then it ends up on an E7 chord. I think it's an E7 altered chord. But so E chord, D chord, A chord, yeah? Then I go back to the E chord, because that's the last bar, isn't it? E chord, D chord, yeah, and do that little walk to the E. Now I'm thinking it's coming round to the A again. So now I want to kind of push the solo a little bit further. So I'm going to go higher up the neck. I'm going to jump straight up to position 1 up here, okay? And remember, that's an A note. So that is going to be an A note. So now I'm going to go. So I'm bending into this A note. So I'm really emphasizing that root note. Obviously, I'm bending and giving it tons of vibrato as well, which gives it lots of flavor and just bluesiness, oozes with bluesiness. And then I'm thinking, where's the D? Ah, there's a D here, look. All right, so it's quite simple stuff, really. You know, I'm not playing anything complicated. I'm not really playing anything fast. I'm just following the chords, and that's what ties the whole thing together. There's the D. That's the A. There's the E. The D. There's the A. There's the E again. I'm not saying I played that exact thing in the solo. I can't remember what I played, but that's not the point. The point is I was following the chords by playing the root notes. So the way you want to tackle this is create little phrases. So when beat 1 comes of the new chord, whatever that is, you play the root note. Okay. So when it comes to bar 5, which is the 4 chord, yeah, beat 1, you play a D. Right. Then you got bar 5, bar 6, bar 7 goes back to the A chord. Yeah. So you play an A note on beat 1 there. Bar 7, bar 8. Okay. Then it goes to bar 9, which is the 5 chord. You play an E there. Bar 10, 4 chord. You play a D there. Bar 11 is an A chord. You play an A note there. And then bar 12 is your E7. You play an E note there. So you're hitting any new chord. You're hitting the root note on beat 1 of the new chord. That's a really good thing to do. And try and do it in different ways. Now, don't just jump straight into it. Kind of plan it out. Now, a simple way to plan it out is think, let's start in position 1 and think, well, I've got an A here. I've got a D here. I've got an E here. So there's your A, D, and E. So you could start off just by targeting those notes. Blah, blah, blah. Then when it goes to D, back to A, to E, to D, to A, to E. Yeah? So that's really simple, isn't it? But you put that over the backing track, it will sound good. And then you can play around with it, you know, and remember, you've got 4 bars at the start over the A, so you've got plenty of time to play around in there. Now, the next level is targeting not root notes, but chord tones as well, okay? I think I did this over the A. But then when I went to the D, I did this. Okay? I played this note because this is the minor third of the D, right? It's not in the A minor pentatonic scale. It's an F note. And that really characterizes the fact that we've changed to D. So you don't just have to play root notes, you can play chord tones, okay? But maybe that's one for another lesson to go into that in more depth. So by the chord tones, in this case, I mean the 1, the flat 3, the 5, and the flat 7. The flat 3 is going to sound, I don't want to say the best, but the best. The flat 3 is going to sound the best out of those. A bit debatable, but it's certainly a really strong note to land on. So have a good play around with that. Yeah, do that over a backing track. Plan it out first. Plan it out in each position. So you can plan it your A, D, and E note here. And then in position 4, maybe your A, your D, and your E there, etc. And do that with the other positions. And this is another good way, of course, of learning the fretboard. Yeah, you start to learn the notes on the fretboard because you're using them, right? This is the whole point of learning the notes on the fretboard, because you're gonna use them, right? And by using them, you will learn them. You won't learn them by just learning them by rote and then not using them. You have to put them into use. Otherwise, it just won't stick in your brain, okay? So like your times tables when you're a kid at school. You learnt them, then you applied them. If you hadn't have applied them, they'd be gone, okay? But I'm sure they're still there with a lot of you because you learnt them so well, right? Do the same with your playing. Learn it so well that you'll never forget it. So remember to like, subscribe, hit that bell notification. Channel's going really well at the moment, so thanks for that, and catch you next time.